Cool.
It immediately takes in whatever you put under there.
So when I spray it, I should spray it underneath my tongue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, spray it underneath your tongue.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They also have like topicals. They have creams and stuff.
Yeah, they have all kinds of stuff. And that's also, the derma is a great way to absorb. People don't realize their skin is like a sponge. What you put on your skin ends up inside your body as well. So, yeah. But I also wanted to give a shout out to Paleo Magazine. Visit them at paleomagonline.com to download the digital version or find a store near you and pick up a copy. I always have great recipes. I'm looking at mine. I've got it right here. It's a beautiful cover with it says celebrate the season. It's got all kinds of really great stuff in it. Check it out. And of course, the Well-Being Journal, heralding the integration of medicine with physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and social aspects of life. Well-Being Journal is now available in both print and digital version. Order online at wellbeingjournal.com. I have been reading this publication for years, you guys, and it has some of the most informational and educational articles and introduced me to a ton of our regular guest experts on the show. So check it out at thewellbeingjournal.com. All right, Daniel. I have been thinking about this for weeks. You've got me obsessed with this, okay? Yeah. Being prepared in my car when I drive, especially for the holiday season and for the winter coming up. People don't realize how quickly things can go sideways on them.
Well,
right?
She called me yesterday after the show, and she's like, I didn't mean to call you for this, but just a thought. You need to, keep things in your car in case you go into labor. Blankets and
have your
anything.
go bag for labor.
Yeah, and I was like, that's a good point.
No, you really do. And a backup for your phone.
Towels and
for
everything.
your phone, too, because I was stuck in traffic. I'm always stuck in traffic, but this particular day I had to get my daughter by 3:20, okay, when she gets out of school, and my phone was dead and it wouldn't charge, and the traffic was horrendous. I had no way to communicate with her, and Marie had actually given me a backup, like
a portable phone charger.
like a portable phone charger, and I haven't done it yet, so I didn't have it with me, and I was thinking, I wish I had that with me, but that could become very critical.
That's huge. Like they have a saying in the military and in survival in general, 1 is none, 2 is 1. With anything that takes batteries. Anything that
Say
takes
that
batteries.
again,
1 is none, 2 is 1.
Gotcha.
So meaning bring a backup. Bring extra
bring a
batteries.
backup.
Yeah. So always have that charger in your car outside of, normal charger. I always have a cable charger in my car that'll charge my phone up. That's where I do most of my charging since I drive so much.
Yeah, no, me too. But I had let it go completely dead here in the studio and got in the car, and it took forever to charge it up. But little things can really be make a big difference when you're trying to survive.
Yeah, just like a little headlamp, right? If you have to change a flat tire at night, and a flashlight's good, but the headlamp I found, and I've used it several times on my own vehicles, it's nice if you got to check something in the engine or you got to use your hands to move around. Having the headlamp is huge versus just a regular flashlight.
Well, and you know what I just remembered? I forgot to introduce you. I was remiss. I apologize. Daniel Tagg is an orthokinetic specialist trainer at Telos Fitness Center. He is certified in the orthokinetics and the biomechanics of resistance training, as well as muscle activation techniques. He is a licensed massage therapist and holds belts with 3 different martial arts systems. He was a wildland firefighter, and he's just an all-around badass. So, yeah. And I love having you on the show. This is an important subject, being prepared for holiday travel or just travel in general. So what are some of the things that you must keep in your car in case you break down?
Water and food. Number one thing.
Water and food. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, gotcha. One of those fire shelter blankets, not fire shelter blankets, they're space blankets. Blankets.
Yeah, like the one you gave to Elizabeth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then like a small blanket, an extra jacket, gloves, hat.
Yeah, and if I remember, you said the first thing you need to do is seek shelter. That's the most important thing.
If you're out in the wilderness, yes, but if you're in your car, that is shelter. So you have shelter already. So that's actually kind of nice. Then it's water, then it's food as far as survival needs. Heat is going to be big. So if you're in the car, that's why blankets, that space blanket and or extra blankets in there is going to be huge. Because you have shelter, but you're not guaranteed that shelter is going to be warm.
Well, and like you said, food and water being more important than food because your body can't even, well, both, but your body really can't keep warm without water circulating it, kind of like a radiator, right?
Correct.
Cool
right? Yeah, and about the survival rate is like 3 days without water, maybe 4, and you're not going to survive, versus you can last over a month without food if you really have to.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that people, what are some of the big mistakes they make when they travel?
So a big thing is they just don't plan ahead. And something else that I want to keep, that you should keep in there, is a little fire extinguisher. I had a friend that their car...
Do they make a little fire extinguisher?
Yeah, it's just like it's not like a huge big one that you would have in your house. It's just like a mini size. I have one in my kitchen and then one in my vehicle. Because if your vehicle catches on fire with electrical spark or something, you want to be able to put it out real quick. Otherwise, you'll lose your vehicle.
Well, you know what? It's so funny you should say that. I'm going to say, oh my gosh, like 7 years ago, I was at the Whole Foods on Loma Alto in the tollway, and my car caught on fire. And it was a pretty new car, too. Yeah. And it caught on fire, and my little Nia was 3 years old at the time. She was in the back seat. I quickly got her out, and 2 Southwest Airline pilot guys just happened to be walking by and immediately took control of the whole situation and saved us and the car. So
and if you have all these things, these lists that I've gone through the last couple times, like, you need to know where the items are. It means nothing to have a fire extinguisher if you don't know exactly where it is and you reach and get it out immediately. Know how to undo the safety pin, know how to work it, because otherwise when you're stressed, you're going to forget anyway. So you got to practice getting it. You got to practice getting it undone and ready to fire.
Wow.
Otherwise,
where should you keep the fire extinguisher?
Where I keep it is in right behind the driver's side seat. There's usually like a little cubby right there. I keep it right there, so I would get out of the vehicle and I can reach for it right there. I always have it in whatever vehicle I'm going in. And if I have multiple vehicles, so like I'll switch my gear from one vehicle to the next if I go to different vehicles.
You're so serious. Is this how your dad was? Is he the one responsible for teaching you all this stuff?
Not all of it. He always taught me to keep a blanket in the back and some other things, but I've been in a lot of situations where I needed stuff and I didn't have it. I've been stranded up in the wilderness for a couple weeks and I ran out of food. I had water because it was snowing. But
I saw a wool blanket that was all like, it was very outdoorsy, like for the, like it should have had the Daniel Tag blanket written on it with these leather straps around it. Yeah. It was like an army wool blanket. That's kind of the type of blanket.
Wool is really good in cold and wet situations.
Right. But wet too?
Wool is better in wet, yes. Whereas cotton's horrible in wet. Like cotton jeans are like the worst things to wear in wet weather and cold weather.
Wow.
So I've just been in a lot of situations where I wasn't prepared, and I don't want to be that way anymore. So I've learned how to be prepared.
Okay, so we're talking about holiday travel. What should someone wear when traveling in a plane?
So that's something else that people don't think about. You need to have long sleeve shirt, long sleeve pants, because if the plane goes down, there's going to be glass, there's going to be debris. You want things covering up your arms and your legs. You want to
I'll be dead of a heart attack, so I won't have to worry about that.
Right. But you want to wear less flammable material like 100% polyester, nylon, wool, or silk. Nomex is actually very good as well, or Kevlar. There are clothes made with those. Those are more for firefighting, but they do make them for civilians as well. And you want no cotton or polyester blends or rayon. I believe that's how you pronounce that.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this. This might sound like a crazy question, but are there some things that you should have with you on the plane just in case it went down?
Yes, for one.
Because I read a book a couple of years ago about they started eating one another up in the mountain.
Yeah, have a little thing with some food.
They made a movie.
Have a backpack with a little bit of food and water, small first aid kit, extra glove and jacket, and then make sure you wear no open-toed shoes, no sandals, no open-toed shoes. It's tennis shoes or boots.
Okay. Well, we're going to put this in our newsletter. How's that sound?
Yes, that's
so for
awesome.
Everyone out there wanting to, get all this, they don't have to remember all of it if you're driving, which you probably are. We'll put it in our newsletter at oneliferadio.com. Thank you so much, Daniel. Always a pleasure. Love having you in studio. Everyone, you can go to our website, oneliferadio.com, to download and listen to our podcast as well. Again, another big shout out to our sponsors, Sun Warriors, Squatty Potty, the H-Hemp Company, Paleo Magazine, the Wellbeing Journal, and the International Society of Sports Nutrition. You get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it.